All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing your daily horoscope for Tuesday, the 29th of September, 2020. We've got a big day, a lot going on. We have Mars square Saturn, exact today. Okay, now this has already happened once this year. Okay, and it happened while Saturn was retrograde and Mars was direct. And now Saturn's stationed direct and Mars is retrograde. Okay, and this is happening both respectively in their home signs. All right, the third and final time they're going to meet up isn't going to happen until January 12th. What's interesting is January 12th of this year, 2020, was the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Mercury was right there at 23 degrees. Saturn and Pluto were at 22 degrees, and the Sun moved to 22 degrees that day. So it's really interesting of what happened on January 12th this year, and then this square that's going to happen on January 12th of next year. But they're gonna change signs. So Saturn will be in Aquarius and Mars will be in the sign of Taurus, loosely conjunct to Uranus, which rules as a ruling planet associated with Aquarius, right? So this is about learning lessons. This is truly about learning lessons. Okay, again, specifically with them being in their respectable home signs. Okay, so now Mars, our planet of action and motivation, is sleeping. Okay, Saturn's saying, okay, it's time for me to do my job. It's time for me to get organized. It's time for me to take calculated risks. Okay, calculated risks. Wants to make sure that we're tightening up, that we are staying active in our daily disciplines. This energy is letting us know, again, that we are the ultimate authority. You know, when I look at Mars, especially home in Aries, you know, it's just like the impossible things can happen. You know, the volcanoes of Hawaii erupt and destroy the ocean floor, and then it's just nothing but volcanic lava rock. And then somehow, through that, this is the Mars and Aries energy, a little weed. That little weed turns into a tree, and there's this whole group. You know, have you ever seen the trees in Hawaii? It's like they're one big tree. You know, it's like all these roots are connected, you know. And it's having that energy to break through, to break free. Okay, the impossible. Like, how in the world does this happen? How does this, you know, this cement get laid down and this weed finds its way through and pushes through that concrete? You know, you can go over there and just like that and just pick that little weed up and just pluck it right out like it's nothing. Like it's not that strong. But somehow it had the strength, the inertia, the energy to break through, to break free, seeking that light, right? The motivation to get to the light. Get to the light, Carol Ann. Right? So this is an interesting challenge, as this can be a lack of motivation right now. Okay? Where we can be in extreme highs and then extreme lows, crashing almost immediately after. Okay? We're like, yes, I feel so positive and uplifted and ready to sit on the couch and do nothing. You know, I'll get to it tomorrow. And with the sun in the sign of Libra, it's just like, I could go either way. I could be very active today, or I could take a day off and rest. The choice is yours and yours alone. How do you choose to spend your time? Saturn is saying we need to be disciplined. We need to have structure. We need to have foundation. We need to have a daily discipline in our lives, right? Our bodies will fail us one day. Are we exercising? Are we eating healthy to take care of this body temple? All right, so this is some of the things that are arising with this energy. Okay, and again, it's extremely important to understand that this is the last time that these two are going to meet in respectable. I mean, Saturn won't be back for 30 years, you know, in the sign of Capricorn. 30 years. All right, this is a 30-year challenge. All right, if you're born in 1990, if you're 30 years old right now watching this, this is huge. This is huge for you, okay? Have you had your Saturn return this past year, maybe past year and a half or something like that? Or if you're 60 as well, this is the second time Saturn returns, second time of learning these lessons, and these are hard karmic lessons. They certainly can be. All right, let me show you the chart here because there's still a lot going on we haven't even talked about yet. we still have our grand kite. This is great. Okay, we still have this grand kite energy going on. All right, putting down the swords, resting on that, being the authority, and finding our way to communicate from the depths. You know, working in our shadows is a place where we can fear. Okay, we can fear having to do the shadow work. It's something I enjoy thoroughly. Diving into the shadows, you know, and what can come up. And it's just like, look, you know, and the moon here is going to meet up, I believe, at 1 in the morning on Wednesday morning. So we're going to fast forward, and we'll talk about that today, as well as many people will be resting and not feel that energy, or be wide awake and feeling that energy from Tuesday night, not from Wednesday morning. Either way, we have this sesqui square here, that little guy right there, the square with the L, the sesqui square. This annoying kind of thing. Like, look, if you want to reach your dreams, if you want to obtain your dreams, you must be willing to go to the depths of your own soul, the depths of yourself, and uncover, you know, these, whatever needs to be uncovered. We don't know what lives in the things that don't move, you know, so it's like, let's shine some light and move some of these, you know, the sun's going to be there shortly, you know, shine the light on this place, this space. So making sure that we are communicating from the depths of ourselves, and sitting down to meditate and, you know, and sit with ourselves is extremely important. And of course, the moon here is going to create this sesqui square later on as the day picks up. Okay, let me actually, this is happening. There's so much going on today. Oops, I meant to hit hours. Sorry about that. Here you go. Look at this. If I back this up to about, what, 6 a.m., even earlier. All right. This is when our septile starts, the moon to Jupiter. Okay. It's about practicality and expansion, expanding of our unconscious mind, our spiritual realm. Okay. Endings and completions, karmic endings, karmic completions. And Jupiter is saying creating an abundance in our lives, an abundance of, even there, of a lack of things, you know, even without all the bells and the whistles, you know, like we talked about before, without that 132 pack of crayons, we can still paint, you know, we can still color a really beautiful picture with just a limited eight pack of crayons, okay? And it's saying that we need to focus on that we need to value that, we need to treasure that, okay? Uranus here in the moon, as well as going, Neptune and the moon conjunction are still going to septile Uranus. This is more of this calculated risks. You know, Uranus is the risk taker, the risk, you know, the rebellious planet. Like, we have to be willing to step out of our comfort zone and do things that are uncomfortable. And look, we're starting to have this opposition to Mercury. We have to do things that are uncomfortable to align ourselves with our dreams. Okay, and the moon will be there as well. Now, this connection will happen for another month, okay? But the moon, next time the moon comes around here, that septile will no longer be. So it's important that we're aligning our heart space, ourselves, this evening or tomorrow morning, you know, Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, aligning ourselves with our dreams and not being afraid to take calculated risks. Okay. Now, we have the sun. Oh, let me fast forward you a couple hours. Here we go. There you go. Sun, septile of the moon, moon, septile of the north node. All this is happening in the morning while we still have our grand kite. All right. Sun balancing relationships. Balance of our relationships. The moon, again, about endings of things. Okay, now endings are new beginnings. Endings are new beginnings. Okay, so this could be an end of maybe, you know, maybe communication hasn't been there in certain people in our lives. You know, so maybe this is an ending of that silence and the beginning of a new chapter of our lives. Or maybe this is an ending of a relationship and the beginning of a new chapter of our lives. Okay, we must be willing to get all that fire energy and focus it down here into creating our own path and not being afraid, Okay, not being afraid, again, to go to the depths of ourselves. And we have Venus still this week in the sign of Leo. Okay, value. We value ourselves. We value our personalities. We value our expression. Okay, what do we value? What is the ruling planet associated with Leo? Well, that's the sun. So the sun's here in Libra. So these two play on one another. It's just like we value our relationships with others. And how do we do that? How can we value our relationships with others? Opening up deep communication. Okay? And we still have this communication here with Mercury, this septile to Chiron, Chiron over here to the south node back to Mercury. Okay, that's been there for a couple of days and is going to continue for, let me see, a couple more days. Oh, nope, I lied. Today's the end of the day. Today's the end of that one. Okay, so this is great. Even more powerful of this day. The septile happening because with whatever we're digging into, whatever we're bringing our insight and our focus down to that depths of self, we allow that healing, the emotional healing of self, the emotional healing of the words of others or the ideas, like we talked about yesterday of don't allow other people's value, or other people's opinions of you create your own value to yourself, right? Very, very, very important. All right. And then let's move forward a couple of hours here. And we're going to have, and here we go, Moon septile to Jupiter. It's going to lose that, and then it's going to pick up to Pluto. Okay? Those septiles, again, that's fate and destined connection. It's about transformation. Pluto, death and destruction and transformation, death and endings. So again, going right back to what I said a moment ago, this could be the end of a lack of communication, or the end of a lack of motivation, the end of a lack of insight coming in, okay? And a new beginning, a new chapter. And then as the moon moves, now we're going to start to septile Saturn, which is saying, okay, let's make this real. Let's do this. Let's, get to the grind. Let's not play around here. Saturn's the very serious one of the zodiac. We've got things to do. All right? Things to do and things to dream about. And the things we're dreaming about, we must bring into physical manifestation. Because here, if we don't take those calculated risks, somebody else will. Somebody else will. If you don't go after the job that you want, but you're afraid that you don't have the skills or whatever it is, but you don't try, you don't put yourself out to do that, somebody else will get that job. If there's that special someone that you seek, man or woman, whatever it may be, whoever they may be, but you're afraid to talk to them, but part of you yearns to talk to them, to reach out to say hello, somebody else will if you don't. Okay? We must be willing to take those calculated risks to obtain our dreams. All right? And then here we have, I'll come back now, and then finally, the moon's going to pick up that sesqui-square and look, hey, we got to go deep to do this, and we have to communicate the things that are difficult, or we have to be willing to put our mindset in those places that are difficult, or if it's, I don't like to meditate, I don't like to sit down and take time for myself because I'm too distracted by things, that's okay. Allow that to happen, allow the distractions to come, and they're just like clouds, clouds in the sky, and eventually, the clouds kind of pass, and then you're left with the blue sky, and these are our thoughts. And just sitting down and taking the time to do that and honoring ourselves, helps bring this into alignment. Okay, focused on our dreams. Calculated risks to obtaining our dreams. Whether we're feeling motivated or not motivated, with this square happening, we must look at our lives and be responsible for ourselves. Mars in Aries is about self, my own self-ambition. Saturn, home in Capricorn, okay? Making sure that I am on top of my game. I am on top of myself. I can be the best boss I can be, the best leader I can be. You can be the best leader you can be. All right? So it's a powerful day, powerful day. And this is coming through, so we'll go with it. There's a song that I sing. I do a lot of ceremonial work and working with people and I do all kinds of fun things. Anyway, there's a song called Suddhossi Buddhossi. Okay, and I'll put a link to it here. It's half Spanish and half in English. And the English portion, I'll sing part of that for you right now. And it's, you are forever pure, you are forever true, and the dream of this world can never touch you. So give up your attachments and give up your confusions. Fly to that space that's beyond all illusion. Get a little gnat flying in my face while I'm singing that. You know, you are forever pure, you are forever true, and the dream of this world can never touch you. So give up your attachments. Neptune, septile to Uranus in Taurus. Give up your confusions. Mars, home in Aries, Saturn, home in Capricorn. All right. The dream of this world will never touch you, so give up your attachments and give up your confusions. Fly to that space that's beyond all illusions. We'll see you tomorrow.